So yeah, like all my stories that I have to deal with that are funny for me,
Yeah.
I had to deal with doctors.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I was going through my brain injury, yeah, I have to go see all these different neurologists, and they always, I'm sorry, Mr. Walsh, there's nothing you can do. It's too serious. It's too serious. And I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And so my case manager kept sending me to these other ones, and I was going to every hospital you could think of. And so each time you go to the doctors, you have to go in and they give you the clipboard, right? Name, address, phone number, history of surgeries, which it's like, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. And for me, I got like 13 of them. So it's like, this and then this and then this and then this. And your hand's cramping, By the time you give them the back, you're like, hey, I'm Mr. Walsh the Claw.
Yeah.
So you get tired of doing that. And you find ways, like you said, to entertain yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not condoning what I'm about to say. What I'm saying is that I have a brain injury, and it was funny to me. And so that's my clerical warning. So anyways, I'm going in there, and I think I was at the U of M. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I know it was at some hospital because I had gone through 111.
Yeah.
So it was somewhere between 1 and 111 in that time frame. Yeah. So I go in there, name, address, phone number, surgeries, history, blah, 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 blah. Hobbies. I'm like, ooh, new one. So at the time, I was playing Call of Duty, and any of the guys my age, we all played Call of Duty, and I was like, I'll put Assassin. So I put Assassin in for my hobby, right? And I was like, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
So I go and I sit down. There's this younger fellow, right? Brown hair, parted, very straight, slim, tie, very professional, white coat.
Like you.
Tan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not outgoing at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting in there, and he pulls out the paper, and he's, and I, and I see him stopping. And so I'm like, here it comes, And so he says, Mr. Walsh, down at the bottom here under hobbies, it says you're an assassin. Well, I said, yes, that's correct. And he said, you're an assassin. And I said, that's correct. And he said, you kill people. And I said, doctor, if you have to continually repeat yourself, this is going to be an extremely long doctor's appointment. And I just want to get through this. And so he gets this perturbed look on his face, and he's like going to let it go. And then he like half turns. Mm-hmm. And he comes back. He's like, you really kill people. And at this point, I'm like, oh, I got one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'm being very calm, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like top 5 in the world in Call of Duty, on hardcore team deathmatch. I was pretty good, And he goes, you really kill people. And I was like, well, yeah. That's what assassin means last time I checked. So can we just continue on with this? So now his face starts to turn red, right? And he's a little guy.
Yeah.
And he takes a couple of steps over his desk, and then he comes back, and he says, you're really an assassin. And I was just like, that's why I put it, Doc. So he like looks at me, and he takes a couple of steps towards the door, and he kind of coyly looks back, and he's like, am I going to have to call security? And just as calmly as I could say it, I just put my hands on my stomach. I said, you can, but they won't make it here. And the look on his face was priceless. He went from irritated to fear.
Yeah, just
like
terrified.
that.
Yeah.
And of course, I start laughing, right? Because this is, from a brain injured perspective, this is really funny.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You think that's funny? Which made it more funny, right?
Absolutely.
I'm like, right? And for whatever reason, they didn't want me to come back to the doctor's office. Blew my mind because I was like, look, man, you said hobby.
Yeah.
It's not like I did it for a living. I wasn't paid for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a side gig.
Absolutely. It's a volunteer. It's my ministry.
Yeah. This is what we do to help our society.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was not happy. And for whatever reason, he didn't want to see me again. And I accepted that answer. Yeah.